Italy, the land of Da Vinci, pizza, and Ferrari, is collapsing. But this isn't a sudden disaster. It's something far worse, a slow-motion breakdown of families, work, and power. And while the world looks elsewhere, Europe's third-largest economy is running out of time. If Italy falls, it won't fall alone. Welcome to Living History. Italy used to be full of big families. In the 1960s, having 3 or 4 kids was normal. Now, it's rare to hear a baby cry in some towns. In 2024, the population dropped for the 10th year in a row. Now, just 58.9 million people. By 2080, that number might fall to 46 million. And the people who are left? They're getting older. Italy has the oldest population in Europe. The average age is 48.7, and nearly 1 in 4 people are over the age of 65. This creates a huge problem. Fewer young people means fewer workers, fewer babies, and more people needing help. Who will pay for pensions? Who will run hospitals, farms, and factories? Italy is shrinking and aging fast. Back in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s, the country was full of opportunity. Yet today, it's full of closed doors, especially for the young. In 2024, 21% of young Italians weren't working or studying. Youth unemployment is now over 22%, one of the highest in Europe. But here's the strange part. Companies still can't find enough workers. Jobs in construction, restaurants, and care homes are going unfilled. Why? Because the education system hasn't kept up. Young people are trained for jobs that no longer exist. The skills employers need? Schools aren't teaching them. And even when jobs are available, the system makes it hard to succeed. Complicated rules, high taxes, no reward for hard work. And above all, low pay. Italy has no minimum wage. Most people earn between 1,500 and 1,700 euros a month. It's also the only country in the EU where wages have dropped over the last 30 years. For many, the message is clear: you're better off leaving. In 2024, nearly 191,000 Italians moved abroad, 20% more than in 2023. They're heading to Germany, Spain, the UK, places where effort is actually rewarded. The truth is, Italy is losing its own people and taking in many others. But it's not ready for this kind of pressure. Some leaders say immigration can fix Italy's population problem. But it's not that simple. Under EU rules, migrants must stay in the first country they enter. For many, that's Italy. And it's putting huge stress on the system. Foreigners now make up over 9% of Italy's population. In 2024, 217,000 people became citizens. A new vote might make the process even easier. Helping new arrivals costs billions of euros each year. Money for schools, hospitals, and housing. But integration is failing. Many immigrants can't speak Italian, can't find jobs, and feel left out of society. Some end up in illegal jobs or crime. The system is overloaded. The government promised to crack down. In 2023, Italy signed a deal with Albania to build 2 migrant centers. But EU laws and court battles are slowing it down. Meanwhile, migrant landings rose by 136% in January 2025. Italy is trying to make new deals and fix the system. But without help from the EU, the problem won't go away. Immigration can help, only if it's controlled, fair, and well-planned. As if things weren't already bad, now trouble is coming from across the Atlantic. Trump is back, and he's threatening a new trade war. One week, he says a 20% tax on EU goods. The next week, he talks about tariffs as high as 50%, or even 60%. No one knows what's real yet, but Europe is getting ready for the worst. Trump says this is to make things fair. But in truth, the EU's average tariff is only 4.8%, according to the World Trade Organization. So his numbers don't add up. And Italy? It could be hit hard. The U.S. is one of Italy's biggest export markets. If tariffs go through, made-in-Italy products, like machinery, cars, medicine, and high-end food, will get more expensive and harder to sell. Italy went through this once before. Back in 2018, Trump put taxes on steel and aluminum. But this time, it's bigger, broader, and more damaging. Now, Italy may have to rethink everything and start building new trade deals, maybe even with countries like China. So, what is Italy's government doing about all this? Not much, because it can't. Italy's public debt is now 136% of GDP. Growth? Just 0.6%. That's barely moving. And in the last 25 years, Italy has had 19 different governments. They come, they make promises, and then they fall. Nothing really changes. Giorgia Meloni became Italy's first female prime minister in 2022. She promised big things: more jobs for Italians, less illegal immigration, and stronger national control. But now, she's facing something much bigger. Outside powers are pulling the strings. The European Union sets strict spending rules. NATO wants more military investment. The U.S. applies pressure on foreign policy. And Italy is stuck in the middle. Right now, Europe wants to rearm for a possible war with Russia. Italy's share of the bill? Over 73 billion euros. That's more than what it spends on education and healthcare combined. This is a country where trains break down, hospitals are understaffed, and towns can't even fix potholes. And yet, it's being told to buy tanks and fighter jets. People are starting to wonder, is Italy still in control of its future? Or is it just following orders from Brussels and Washington? The fact is, most Italians no longer believe things will get better. In 2025, a major poll found that 72% of people think the country is heading in the wrong direction. And it's not just about politics, it's about daily life. Young people are especially angry and tired. 1 in 3 Italians under 30 wants to leave the country. Why? Because they don't see a future here. Jobs are rare, wages are low, housing is expensive, and even if you get a job, you may still be poor. Today, 12% of workers in Italy live in working poverty. They go to work every day but still can't afford a decent life. Prices for food, rent, and energy keep going up. But paychecks aren't growing at all. People are working harder and falling behind. For decades, Italy promised its people stability, a good job, a home, a better life for your children. That promise is now broken. More and more Italians are giving up on the dream and just trying to survive. But here's the real issue. You see, Italy's collapse wouldn't just stay inside its borders. This isn't just a national crisis. It's a European one. Italy is still the third largest economy in the EU, the second largest manufacturer, and holds one of the biggest private savings pools in Europe. It's not on the edge of the system. It is the system. If Italy goes down, it won't fall alone. France and Spain, already under pressure, could be next. Markets would panic, banks would tighten, political chaos would spread. Even French President Emmanuel Macron warned in 2024, a crisis in Italy could bring down all of Europe. That's not an opinion. That's a warning from the top. But instead of tackling the root problems, debt, unemployment, youth flight, the EU is pouring money into weapons, billions for tanks and fighter jets. Meanwhile, the real threat isn't coming from Russia's border. It's coming from inside the Eurozone, from collapsing economies, from shrinking populations, from a generation that no longer believes in the future. So, what happens next? Italy has 3 possible futures. 1. Long-term decline. Bureaucracy, corruption, and brain drain slowly push the country into more debt and less growth. It becomes a weight on the EU and may need special rules or even be separated economically. Second, sudden collapse. A global crisis, a market panic, or a new trade war could send Italy into free fall. Banks freeze credit. The government begs the EU for help. Austerity returns, cutting pensions, healthcare, and support. People lose trust. Extremism grows. 3. A fragile comeback. It's possible, but not easy. Italy would need bold leaders willing to make tough reforms. Investments in schools, clean energy, and digital systems, simpler taxes, more support from the EU, and most of all, a strong civil society. People who demand honest government, real jobs, and fairness. Italy has the creativity and talent to rise again. But it won't happen by chance. The seeds are there, but they need to be watered. So what do you think? Is Italy heading for collapse or rebirth? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more deep dives like this, don't forget to subscribe, because what happens in Italy might not stay in Italy. To find out more about what is going on in Europe, check out my next video, linked here.